Hold it in half.
Pick up the mic.
Well, first thing I'd like to say, it's really great to be back here. Kind of took a little holiday from Danbury Wrestling for a few years there, and really appreciate the fact that that you had me come back and speak to a great bunch of people. First off, I'd like to really thank the Hall of Fame committee for considering our great program. It's what a prestigious honor it is to be here tonight. And you know, I couldn't imagine a better place to celebrate than the place I had my high school proms. Anyway, wrestling. We're here for wrestling. I can't imagine being here 38 years ago. If you would have asked me if I'd be standing here talking in front of a group of people talking about wrestling, I would have said, no way ever. Hated wrestling. You know, at the time when I started, I said, you know, it was too hard. It was too much commitment. You know, it wasn't baseball, you know? And, you know, because of people like Coach Morris and Colin Kiley, that changed. Funny how it happened. I'm sitting there. I just played football for Coach Morris as a freshman at Rogers Park. And I'm sitting home and I'm on the couch. And I'm eating cookies and watching soap operas. And my dad comes in. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, Dad, I'm sitting, eating cookies, watching soap operas." He said, "That doesn't work." So he said, "You need to find something to do." So I looked around and I said, "Well, let me see. I'm 5'7". I don't jump well. I'm not fast. I guess I'll wrestle. And ultimately what happened was I went out and wrestled. And after the first shock of it being the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, I actually grew to love it. And I really appreciate all the lessons it taught me. As I just mentioned, Coach Kiley, first coach, probably hands down the toughest human being I've ever met in my life. The long hair and oh my God, I don't think I ever ran that many stairs. You know, he was very, his technical ability was very foundational, but you weren't going to out-tough Danbury wrestlers at that point. You know, you knew that if you wrestled a Danbury kid, you were going to go the length of the match and we would never quit. And that's what Coach Kiley instilled in us. True gentleman, key cog to building our program. As I moved to high school, we won 2 FCI championships. Blew out my shoulder my senior year. Figured, well, it's over. I'm not going to wrestle anymore. And just move on and have a good life. Unfortunately, I went to school as an education major, and Ricky knew that. So as I graduated my degree, he sucked me in. Yes, he did. He said, "Hey, we got this elementary program. We need good young guys to roll around with the kids." And I said, "All right, I'll come just to help you out, Rick." And here I am 38 years later. Must be a big S in my sucker. All right. That being said, there are 3 people in this room that I absolutely have to recognize. And they were just up here, 2 of them. So, but it would be very egregious of me if I didn't recognize Coach Morris. Mike Morris, amazing coach. You know, I learned so much technical knowledge from him, specifically on the mat. I mean, we were known as mat wrestlers back then. You know, once we get to the mat, you did not want to wrestle Danbury there. On the feet, different story. But on the mat, we would whoop you. And that's all credit Coach Morris. Switch page here. More importantly with Coach Morris, I think every man in the room would say is that we would run through the wall for him. He was, of all the coaches I've ever had, the best motivator that I've ever been involved with. And the thing that amazes me is that even that little guy there used to scare the hell out of me. I don't get it. I mean, you know? But he was tenacious. He was driven. He was ambitious, but yet fun. Fun. And that's the thing that I take forward. We had fun. You know, he would break our stones up and down the mat, but at the end, we loved him and we had fun. And I think that's why everybody bought in. So thank you, Coach. John Nemec is the next guy that I absolutely have to recognize. When it came to my wrestling ability, I was limited. I knew that I was. But Coach Nemec, in my estimation, is probably the best teacher of wrestling technique that I've ever been around. The way he would articulate moves and break it down step by step. And I took notes on all that. And to this day, as a coach now at 51 years old, I still teach the stuff that I learned from you, Coach, so thank you. Amazing. And you know, Coach Nemec was wrestling 24/7. You know, my ex-wife didn't like him too much, and I don't like her, so I guess we're even. But
He'll edit that. He'll edit that out.
You don't have to. But, yeah, Ricky's fault. But interestingly, you know, John, you know, was very adamant about us going to coaches' clinics and doing all those things, and we did. We went to all those different developmental type programs, and still to this day, I thought it was a waste of money because I had the best teacher in my room. So thank you, Coach. And the last person I would like to take a little extended talk about is Ricky Shook. Ricky and I go back to early high school together. Yeah, I mean, I've aged much better, as you can tell. I mean, when you see him get up here. You know, just a little side piece. You know, I heard he told the kids that if they get like one FCAC finalist and they dye their hair, wonder why. But Ricky, you know, he and I have been friends for 40 years. 40 years, Ricky. And, you know, every time my body hurts and all this gray hair, I'm a little pissed at you, I gotta be honest. I saw Matt Tricarico over there, and he said, "Hey, Coach, how you doing?" I just like, you know. So, you know, Ricky recruited me into the program, and you know, you can't say enough good things about Ricky. Great tactician, adjustments on the fly. But really, probably the most impressive thing that I've seen about my friend is the fact that he just gets kids. There's not a kid that he can't connect with. You know, it's, you know, starting from the back time when we were 22 years old. I mean, kids are drawn to him. You know, he has a way. It's sometimes unorthodox, but it works. You know, political correctness sometimes might go out the window. But kids know he cares, and he would do anything for them just as he has for me my whole life. And somebody that I'm proud to call my friend. And you know, when he does make that National Hall of Fame, are you in there already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when he makes the World Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Coach. I must have missed that invitation. But I'm proud to call him my friend, and you know, I look forward to growing old with him and rehashing all these stories we've had from our whole life together. So thanks, Coach. Is the hook coming out yet? Where's the hook? Okay, I'm almost done. A couple more people here. All right, just a few more people I need to recognize before I leave. And I can't read. Do you have, anyone have glasses I can borrow? Sure. No. Just a few amazing coaches that I had the opportunity to work with in my time here, which was way back when. Dougie Taft.
Dougie!
Are you standing up? Oh, yeah, okay. Did you notice that Coach Morris found Dougie Taft when it took time to take pictures? That's the only person in the room who's taller than him.
I told you not to let him in here. Never shuts up.
Yeah. But Dougie was my right-hand man when I was the head middle school coach. Dougie and I, we worked together. He was amazing. Probably the most athletic guy that I've ever been around. You know, he probably is still 50 years old, do flips up and down this floor. But kids loved him, and he was what a great addition to our program and everything we did down there. Gary Toby, excellent coach. You know, he was a little confused in the beginning. He thought he had to go to other programs. He finally found his way back home to the place where he should have been. But you know, I had an opportunity to work with Gary my last couple of years, and you know, he's just an amazing, intense competitor, and you know, his technical knowledge is unbelievable towards the sport. So, Mike Morris Jr., when I first got the coach, we worked together, and really, we didn't do much other than annoy each other. But we did have a lot of fun with the kids. So Mike and I worked together. Mark Camisa, my last couple of years, you know, I worked for Mark. So, Mark's done, you know, an amazing job with the middle school program and USA Wrestling, and I'm hopeful that at this point maybe he can come and do some clinic techniques for me, because I'm kind of lost. And then just also Chris Bray, head coach at Newtown, my last couple of years. He and I were assisting Mark together at the middle school, and you look what he's done in Newtown. So our tree is just extended. And just the two other people, Matt Laskowski, Jamie Asconi. Show you how old I am. These guys were wrestlers for me at middle school, and now they're assistant coaches at the high school. So it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy how they age and we don't, Ricky. Unbelievable. Okay, but finally, most importantly, and again, we took some time talking about coach, but the key to this program has been the parents and the wrestlers. If it were not for their dedication, their time, and their hard work, there'd be nobody on the stage right now. So, you know, it goes without saying, you know, yeah, you have good leadership, but without those kids and those parents, we would have nothing right now. So you know, the greatness continues. Even though I haven't been here, I've always been a fan, and you know, I look forward to continued greatness on the part of Danbury Wrestling. I thank you for the honor to represent Danbury tonight. I feel like I'm back at home, and thanks. Have a good night.